Deepwater Horizon is directed by Peter Berg and it stars Mark Wahlberg, and it tells the true story of the offshore drilling rig which exploded in 2010 and created the worst oil spill in United States history. To be honest, my anticipation for this film was about at a zero, because I thought this was going to be a paint-by-numbers disaster movie. I thought it was just going to go through the motions and do the whole, oh, my wife's at home and she's pregnant, oh, I'm a handsome, charismatic guy who jokes around with his buddies, so like me. I also thought it was going to pull a 13 Hours, which takes a very complex and complicated situation and kind of just boils it down to explosions and action and fun stuff. And thankfully, it doesn't. In fact, I was absolutely blown away with Deepwater Horizon. This honestly is one of the best movies I've seen this entire year. The key to this movie and what made this movie so good is without a doubt Peter Berg. Peter Berg has actually directed some movies that I really enjoy, like The Kingdom, The Rundown, and also starring Mark Wahlberg, Lone Survivor. Which is interesting because not only does it star Mark Wahlberg, but it's based on a true story about this just terrible event. And Peter Berg is also directing Patriots Day, which comes out in January of next year, which is about the Boston Marathon bombing. So we're going to actually get this unofficial Peter Berg, Mark Wahlberg, terrible event, true story trilogy. But he does such a good job making this movie. I never felt in this entire film that I was watching a movie. It felt like real life. There's just so much chaos and so much going on that you just feel like you are in this terrible situation. And that's absolutely why this movie is great. You feel like you are in the situation with these guys. You like feel the heat and just the danger around you watching this film. And it tells this just horrific story about how this entire oil rig just exploded. And you're sitting there like, wow, I can't believe anyone made it out of that alive. But then you kind of have to sit back and be like, this actually happened. There were actual men on this oil rig when it went up. And you're just thinking to yourself, how did anyone survive this? But when you sit back and actually think that people were in this situation and actually lived through this, it's just astounding that anyone made it out alive. And the actors that play those men and women did such a good job. Kurt Russell essentially plays the boss of this crew, and this is some of the best work I've seen from him in a long time. And John Malkovich is also in this, and he plays a representative from BP, and he was the guy that pretty much was his fault. And John Malkovich just plays this character so well because every time he talks, I just want to hit this guy. So all things considering, I think he did a good job. Mark Wahlberg, for the most part, does his shtick that he normally does, but towards the end of this film, he has some very dramatic scenes where he really stepped it up, and I really got to see those acting chops that I know he has. The key to this movie is subtlety. Deepwater Horizon didn't feel Hollywoodized at all, and it tells this terrible event really, really well. It plays it straight with its great directing, really realistic, dramatic performances, and its wholly believable set design all culminate to make this film it just surpasses a movie. It feels like you are on the Deepwater Horizon watching all of this go down, which I think is one of the best compliments that you could give a movie like this. I was totally blown away with this movie because, as I said, I really wasn't expecting much from it, and the fact that it delivered this well and this much, I think everyone should go see this movie. Everyone should support this film and support the men and women that gave their lives on the Deepwater Horizon that day. It absolutely, doesn't matter what kind of movies you're into, please go see Deepwater Horizon. Thank you guys for watching today. I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, click on the link down below and subscribe to my channel to see more movie reviews and movie related things. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.